Alright, we're back with more of Geneforge 2 Infestation. Let's go ahead and continue. We just crossed the Golem Bridge. So, time for us to explore more. What does this say? The sign says, the Shrine of Holy Money. Leave offerings to be washed. Shrine of Holy Money? Now that's in front of that golem. I don't want to do anything. You find an odd facility out here in the wilds of Awakened Land. It's a tall stone building with 2 floors. A portion of the river has been redirected by a stone channel to flow through the lower level. The water is used to wash stones. They are placed in nets and baskets and placed into the water to clean them and reveal if they are anything of value. Rogues have temporarily driven off the workers. Some of the building has been dug into the cliff wall to the north. A rather impressive stone staircase is at the north end of the hall, ascending to the 2nd floor. Anything of value, of course, we take. This is a business ledger. Someone has been running a shop here, buying and selling all manner of goods. It's not particularly interesting. However, on a piece of paper wedged between 2 pages, you find some cryptic notes. Mines Dry Peak near, Calmest of Beasts when not close, Tranquil Barzite Glade near Bridge, Happy Fioras. The Sholai have some odd thoughts. Take or mine? But mine with what? An artiller brings a secret, but all reject it. The last line is crossed out. You wander around this opulent hall. It's quite a surprise. While other survivors have been looting weapons and shaper equipment, one lone, determined creation has been grabbing art and luxury goods. They are clustered in this hall, making a tacky but surprisingly impressive display. As you gawk at the chaotic display, a survival woman steps out from behind a pillar. Her robes have lace and silver trim clumsily applied. She bows. Welcome, Shaper, welcome. I am Hannah of Wealth. Welcome to the Shrine of Holy Money. The Shrine of Holy Money? Yes, this is my contribution to my awaken. I and those who help me accumulate wealth here. Money, things that are worth money. Wealth is how we will help in the struggles to come. You follow the awaken? I do. The awakened believe in fair exchange. None can compel another to work. Instead, we fairly exchange our goods and labor. What my fellow survivors forget, alas, is how important it is to have things to exchange. Why gather wealth? Because we wish to convince the Shapers to live in peace, I think asking will not be enough. We have to show the Shapers we are worth leaving alone. I think if we can show we can provide valuable things, they will find it more useful to leave us alone. You can tell Hannah has not met many Shapers. Mere gold will not be enough to convince the Shapers to set aside their most important laws. Do you have other followers? I do. The scavengers, when they find interesting scrolls and works of art, they bring them to me. I work as a trader. That is how I gain wealth, and thus freedom. What do other survivors think of your plans? They tolerate them. They think war will be necessary, and, to be honest, they are probably right. With enough wealth, we can someday give the Shapers better reasons to give us peace. This is quite a collection. Thank you. You Shapers must be wealthy indeed to casually discard so many treasures in these mountains. Now that I have a proper actual Shaper here, one from the outside world, I would like to ask you a question, if I may. What is your question? Do you think my plan will work? Do you think we can use wealth to obtain better treatment from the Shaper Council when they come? And they will come. No, you can't get the Shapers to let you be free with mere money. Hannah of Wealth nods. She agrees with you. You are honest, Shaper. I am truly thankful for that. The Shapers will not give us peace for gold. Or gems. I know that much. That is why I have a plan. I would like your help and I will reward you. Fair exchange. Where are your workers? They come and go with the rogues. Soon Fort Muck will send warriors to clear the road. Then Savrals will come again, bringing crystals and precious stones to be washed and evaluated. I would like to trade with you. Hannah nods. That is understandable. I have wealth. I have so many interesting things. If you can help me find something I need, I will trade them with you. I'd like to know more about your plan to impress the Shapers. Hannah nods. She waves at all of the art in the room. These are trinkets. They will never impress the Shapers, nor will gold. Your kind can only truly be swayed by one thing. What do you think we want? Knowledge, power, lost secrets. I think that if we can help you improve your art, you will find a way to forget about us up here in these barren mountains. So I want you to help me find eggs. You want eggs? She laughs. Not actual eggs, Shaper eggs. No, not really eggs laid by shapers. It's a sort of storage technique shapers up here developed many years ago. I learned about them in the papers we scavenged. There are several eggs in these mountains. Each is a small orb of stone. Each contains the material of a lost creation. Having it will enable you to recreate it. That is what I want to find to trade. I'm not familiar with that technique. I found references to it being forbidden. When a creation had promise but work on it had to stop, some of this matter was mixed with essence and stored in stone, so that it could be recreated later. Think of it, I could bring the Shaper's knowledge of creation thought lost. There is one small problem, the eggs can be leaky. How many eggs are there? I don't know how many were made originally. I found reference to 5 that were left in the Magus complex. Since then, they were removed. They leaked, I believe, and influenced those around them. I think they are still in the mountains. I have found one. A survival brought crystals to me. The egg was revealed when I washed them. How can I detect the eggs? They leak in a strange way. They shed constant bits of essence and creation particles. These can influence creations nearby. If you find a place where creations are acting particularly strange, that may mark a place where an egg has been. I don't want to help recover Shaper magic for you. Hannah nods. I knew you might feel that way. Still, I appreciate your listening. I will be here if you change your mind. For now, I need to go downstairs and wash some of the stones the Servals brought me. Perhaps one of them will turn out to be an egg. I can recover the eggs for you. Hannah nods. I am grateful, Shaper. I have left a journal below. It describes where the eggs might be based on reports of odd survival behavior I've received. Bring me the eggs and I will pay a proper bounty. Okay, so at least she doesn't buy this if we don't want to recover it. Okay, we might be able to get something out of these rooms if we do the quest. Take her mine, but mine with what? And Artilla brings a secret, but I'll reject it. Okay, maybe I'll have to find out what that is later. Oh, we gotta... Oh, sweet. It looks like life drain affect your single target attacks do. Oh, it's only single target. Okay. Wait, I want to try out this one. Lyrium. Okay, more effective than Daze. Ooh, Daze for 5 turns. Wow, okay, that is very effective. I like that already. No more thorns, crap. Oh yeah, Delirium is definitely effective here. effective than regular days for sure. Crap, I do need to keep healed though. Amethyst. Well, I pretty much ran out of healing there, but at least I got the area cleared out. Girdle of Endurance. I don't really need that, I'll sell it. Okay, let's go ahead and hang on to these after we get the baton required for it. Yeah, now I feel so dumb though. I sold so many batons when an agent will definitely benefit from them, actually. Crossroads. See you at the crossroads, Oh, what the heck? There are a bunch of these. Hang on. Let me move ahead a bit. Okay. Yeah, the Blishar should be no problem now, honestly. Well, I say that now, and then they're doing all this. Airflish, get out of here with that. Oh, I didn't mean to. Not so strong with your Terrify effect, ain't you? Dang, you do have to suffer a lack of healing craft because it is a Shaper skill, so you have to work around that and make sure you gather all the pods and... Get out of here with that Terrify effect. Get out of here with that Terrify effect. thorns, perfect. Need those. Tranquil thorns. Marsh Crossroads. You see one of the massive, vicious scavlings that live in the swamp. They have shaggy fur and huge teeth. The foolish shaper experiment that made these things was centuries ago, and you are still living with the consequences. The scavling seems strangely unconcerned with your presence. It looks up at you, growls, and wanders around. It looks like it might attack you if you got close, otherwise it doesn't care. You aren't sure why they're acting this way, but the scent in the air might have something to do with it. You can smell some spores in the still marsh air. They make you feel slightly dazed. An unusual variety of plant has colonized this area of the swamp. You have never seen one before. It has a short, thick green stalk, topped with a round, sticky pod. The pod is covered with spores which fill the air with a strange scent. It makes you feel simultaneously sleepy and agitated, like you want to sleep and fight at the same time. Very strange. The spores might be useful for alchemy. If you use one of these plants, you will gather its spores. However, the spores will inevitably leak into the air when you do this and could have an unusual effect. Raw adaptable spores. I'm hoping to get both of them, but that's okay. Alright, well, these are giving me good XP, so I can't complain too much. Oh, there are some survivals up ahead. Though the swamp is thoroughly wet and miserable, this old survival actually chose to live out here. He is an alchemist making pods, spores, and medicines out here in the swamp. He gets very nervous when you enter. He expects an attack at any moment. He bows slightly. Welcome to my home, Shaper. I greet you in peace. I hope you come in peace. I am Lindian. What are you doing out here in the swamp? Avoiding the chaos, the violence, the waste, the foolishness. Since we fled to Sea Island, a few of our kind have chosen to live in the waste, neutral observers. We give wisdom to those who come to us. I might even have wisdom for you. There are many paths ahead of you and many factions that would use you. You come from Susi Island? Yes, I was young then. I lived in a town called Vakiri. I used to be a warrior. Then one day, after years of isolation, a shaper came to our settlement. When I heard the shaper was coming, I fled into the woods. I was too scared to face one. I never met that lone shaper, but I did face loneliness. I experienced solitude. I found I had a taste for it. So when I followed Elra and the other survivors here, I became a hermit. What happened to this mystery shaper? I don't know. Left the island eventually. The horde of shapers came to purge our island not long after. What faction do you think I should join? Unless your rewards reflect a change of heart, it is likely that only Zachary and his loyalists in Dry Peak would have you. This makes me sad. I had hoped you would fight for justice for your survival creations. You have wisdom to teach me? I do not think so. Your words mark you as one who sees no value in survivals. I cannot teach you. Lindian says, and what else would you like to discuss? I am not unhappy to have the company. His brews bubble and smoke all around him. Could I purchase some pods? I am very busy and my supplies are limited. There are things I need to do and I cannot spare the time yet. Yet, you could help me. There are plants in the swamp that produce valuable spores. Bring me the spores and I may be able to help you in return. Tell me more about the spores. They are sterile, blank, devoid of life. Shape in magic and then enter them and make them take the desired form. Where should I look for the spores? Explore the swamp in this region. Some shaped plants grow the stuff. Is there anyone else who can make things using the spores? Of course, you might find other alchemists who can imprint blank spores with special powers. Here, I found some spores. Ah, thank you. You saved me a tedious hour. I suppose I can help you. I have a few spare pods and pouches I can sell you. Also, I have given the matter some thought. I believe you can change the world in this place, and your words make me think you can change things for the better. It would be very difficult, but it is possible for me to make you something much more powerful than a pod. Could I purchase some pods? Lindian has been making powerful brews and balms out here. They are effective, but very expensive. Lindian doesn't seem to like you. Oh dang, there are the major healing spores too. Said that you can make me something more powerful than a pod? Yes, I can. When we fled Sucia Island, we brought many old Shaper papers with us. I spent years trying to understand them. This works on The works on shaping are beyond me, but one of the magical recipes was complete. It is very difficult, but not beyond my skill. I can make a shield for you. It can protect you from a wide variety of harmful effects. I will fashion the shield from a perfect Glock scale, which can only be taken from a fully grown year Glock which has lived at least 10 years. That is, of course, a very rare thing. In addition, to treat the scale, I will need black crystal powder and purified essence. Bring me these three things, and I can make you a shield of great power. I think. Any idea where I might find purified essence? No. Though if anyone would have purified essence, it would be a shaper. It's rare. Look around the workshops of your kind. Where are perfect lock scales? Hunt locks, big ones. Where can I find black crystal powder? Probably in crystal mines. So that took a lot of money out of me to buy that stuff. But, yeah, that's a chance you take sometimes. Before the Shapers arrived in the Dry Peak Mountains, this land was a rocky plain. A century of clumsy experimentation turned it into a swamp. Eventually, the old Shapers gave up and abandoned the halls they used to work their magic. This ruin was probably where some research took place, though you aren't sure what. The building is slowly sinking into the swamp. Ah! Do this. Lyrium is so freaking effective, though. Okay. Great Blish. We're not going to worry about using that, but at least we kill some more creations. Kill some more rogues. This crossroad is guarded by several survivals. At first, you thought that they were awakened soldiers, perhaps from Madab. Then they jump up and grab their swords. You take a closer look. They are filthy, wet, and miserable, and they traveled a long distance to be here. Also, they look half crazed. They must be raiders. They have taken over this crossroad, and the awakened don't know about it yet. They are about to charge you, but then they see that you're a Shaper. Understandably, this makes them reconsider their plan. Their leader shouts, "Shaper, you know past. Go back. We takers. This our spot. You come, we fight." It's very brave for such a small group of raiders to establish a camp here. Stupidly brave. If the Awakened found out they were here, they wouldn't be here long. Step back. The Sorrels were glad to avoid a confrontation. Okay, let's go to Triola then. You reach the outskirts of Triola, a small settlement on marshland at the north end of the lake. It's a small, miserable place, a damp collection of buildings huddled together at the edge of the water. Triola has been rebuilt and abandoned several times during the 2 centuries Shapers have tried to settle these mountains. It has always been more of a stopping point than a destination. Supplies heading east and west would pass through here, being loaded onto and off of barges. Now that the survivors of the peaks are at war, goods no longer pass through. Triola is now a military encampment. Survival soldiers mill about, waiting to do battle with the hostile creations to the west. Okay, well at least we got that cleared out. The head of the guard of Triola is a human. He's an experienced old campaigner, a veteran of many battles before he came to these mountains. He is exhausted and his boots are caked with mud. He bows when you approach. Word of your arrival has traveled fast, Shaper. I've been waiting for you. I am Griffith. I am the commander of Awakened forces in the Fen. How did you come to fight for these survivals? I was a soldier for the Shapers for a long time. When I was about to age out of the service, I met Shaper Zachary. He was heading up here and he offered me good pay. So here I am. Are you aware that the Shapers and survivals up here have been breaking Shaper law? I don't know much about Shaper law. I'm a simple soldier. I get paid, I fight. What do you think of the Awakened? He sighs. I'll be honest with you, Shaper. I like them. I spend a lot of time with them, talking to them. They are survivals, yes, but they are wise and they speak sense. And you risk your life to help them. I suppose I do. There's something about them and these mountains and what they are building. I served you Shapers as a common warrior for a long time, but I had no choices when I was doing it. Now I fight for who I choose. Griffith waits to see what else you have to say. You note the streaks of gray in his hair and the wrinkles on his face. He served the Shapers as a soldier long enough to have a decent retirement, and yet he is here. Tell me about the situation in Triola. It's bad, Shaper, but I'm not going to talk to you about it. I've heard about you. You're no friend to the Awakened. There is something I'd like to discuss. Of course, Shaper, ask what you want, or tell me if you have seen any raiders in the area. I'm looking for my teacher, an agent named Shanty. Have you seen any sign of her? No, Shaper. No sign at all. Pity. We could use an agent's help right now. Can I get supplies here? Yes, so we have nothing special. Talk to Mill. Did you know that some Taker raiders took over the Crossroads to the north? He is surprised and annoyed. Again? I thought they learned their lesson last time. Those Takers are mad. Thank you for letting me know. I'll send a patrol up there to slaughter them immediately. Okay, so at least we got that much. Obviously, if you support a faction, you will get more quests from them. You enter a small, nearly abandoned inn. It's chilly and damp like everywhere else in Triola. There are only 2 patrons in the inn, sitting hunched at a table and drinking ale. When you enter, they look over at you. The moment they see you, they shout, "The Shaper!" Die slaying the Shaper! They leap up and pull concealed blades out from under their robes. Then they advance on you. Back away, Serviles, or I will take control of your minds and enslave you. The Serviles are unafraid of death, but you manage to find the one thing that scares them. They stop and think. Then they sheath their swords and run out of the inn. A lone Servile runs us in. Business is not good. He only had 2 customers and they were sinister infiltrators. After they assaulted you, he is understandably upset. Eager to show he is not a foe, he offers you the beverage of your choice on the house. With unconvincing fake casualness, he says, I am Zix. I run the Bear and Walrus. We provide shelter for those stopping in Triola. Anything I can help you with before you go? The Bear and Walrus? Zix shrugs. I am told that those are animals. The commons who built the inn long before I was born were well traveled. They saw a lot of wondrous creatures. You know who those 2 Serviles were? No idea. They got here a few days ago. They've been quiet, but they seem safe. I didn't even know they were armed. I do apologize. You are sorry? I keep the Bear and Walrus a safe refuge from faction business. Us normal, peaceful Serviles need a place to trade and rest. I'm sorry we could not provide what we promised. Why did they attack me? I can't be sure. They certainly weren't awakened. When Serviles go mad like that, there are usually 2 reasons. The first reason? They belong to the Takers or Barzites. Mad factions that long for wars with the Shapers. The Awakened think their planes are mad, so they raid us. The second reason? When we Serviles fled Sucia Island, some of us went mad. Some Serviles, our minds can only take so much stress. In Shaperlands, they become what you call inutile. Here, these weak ones, they become brigands or start strange cults. Can you tell me anything about what's been happening here lately? Me? I'm just, a humble innkeeper. You should talk to Griffith and Wall. They're the ones who know things about Triola. Why did you build Triola in such an unpleasant place? Its location is convenient for merchants and couriers, halfway between all the settlements. That is why the Shapers picked the site for a town long before the Awakened arrived. And you resettled it? Yes, the foundations were already built, as well as half of the buildings. When the Awakened first came to these mountains, we had a chance to rebuild these neglected towns. We took the chance to save ourselves some work. The longer Zix talks, the more nervous he seems. He would obviously rather you move on before there is another fight. What services do you offer? I can offer you a room for the night for 5 coins. You can have a nice rest before you leave. I could use the rest. Yes, Shaper. Zix takes your coins and shows you to your room. After a long, restful sleep, you return to the common room. I need money, so that's why I'm taking this stuff. Let me see if that had any effect, though. Us reporting those Serviles up there. If it did, they're gone now. Okay, now it's cleared out. So in fact, let's go to Dry Peak real quick. Sell off some items. And then we'll head up and explore the rest of Triola. Because I definitely need some money back. venom thorns. You look around the small shop. There is a variety of goods, bartered for or scavenged. The survivor who runs the shop is sick. He sits cross-legged on the floor and stifles a cough when you enter. You notice that the skin on her face is peeling. She wheezes. Hello, Shaper. I am Mill. This is our shop. How long have you been running the shop? Oh, 3 years now. Lots of trade came through here to the west. Goods from Zas Us headed east. And then she has a vicious coughing jag. Then she shakes her head and says, I don't know. There's files up here trade with each other? Of course. We started a hidden little nation up here about 10 years ago. Some grew food, some mined, some scavenged Shaper goods. All the factions had an uneasy peace and traded along the roads. She stops for a moment to catch her breath. Why did the trade stop? There is no peace now. I don't know why. The Takers and Barzites, they want to go one way. The Awakened want a different path. There is no more unity. She shakes her head sadly. Beyond my control. You seem ill. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been sick. I've heard other survivors are sick like me. I don't know. I'm too weak to travel even if it wasn't dangerous. Why did you build a settlement in a swamp? It was the decision of Elra and Learned Pinner. She pauses to cough. A good location. Building's already here. I hope I live to see us build a town in a drier place. Mill shivers in the damp. She says quietly, would you like to trade? I'd like to buy some of your goods. Mill has a wide variety of goods, some useful, some junk. It looks like she will trade just about anything with anyone. Okay, will they... I was going to buy some venom thorns, but I definitely... I don't need anything. She looks eager to take a nap. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I was about to say I was going to get some more batons, but... Or more thorns, but... Can't go wrong with getting living tools. You meet the Triola blacksmith. He used to work on tools and equipment to rebuild these settlements. Now this burly survival makes and repairs weapons. Looking at his work, you can see that he has decent skill. I am Maynard, he says. This is my smithy. What do you want? He doesn't look very trustful of Shapers. What has been happening in Triola? Lots of things. Lots of attacks. I don't know much about the details. You should talk to Griffith or Wald. I would like to buy some equipment. Well, I would not like to sell it to you. You are not welcome here, Shaper. I'd like to sell something. Dang, that is getting old. At least we can sell to him, but that's getting old fast. I don't need anything. And I wish you safe travel, Shaper. But that's the price you pay if you are too pro Shaper and all that. Wait, what's that? Oh, Fiora level 2. This was a store. It has been locked up and abandoned. Perhaps the shopkeeper fled, or was killed. This house shows signs of a fight. Probably someone snuck in and murdered the Sorrel who lived here. Probably a bandit or spy who snuck in from the west. Then the mystery solves itself. An armed Sorrel rises from behind the bed. You note that her face is entirely covered with geometric tattoos. This was a small shaping hall. A lot of the plants and simple animals that populate this once arid area were created here. It is abandoned now, but the healing and essence pools are alive. Some shaper regrew them in the last few years. Lights coming in through holes in the walls keep the churning essence in the vats alive. They won't last forever, of course, but they are still charged enough to help you. Okay, we can go ahead and put this in our junk bag. The Sorrel wears the traditional robes of her kind, but the hem is woven with magical runes. When she turns to you, you can sense the power radiating out of her. The Awakened have found a way to make Sorrels into wizards. She bows to you. Greetings to you, shaper and fellow follower of the magical arts. I'm called Wald. You can do magic. I can. I learned the arts in the Mage's Complex. She points to the northeast. There, a shaper named Tilderic has learned how to modify Sorrels to enable us to cast spells. It is a great gift your kind has given to us. Sorrels are modified? Yes, Shaper Tilderic adapted the Shaper equipment to this noble purpose. I am a lucky one. Half of Sorrels who volunteer to be changed do not survive. We honor their sacrifice. Teaching Sorrels magic is a horrible crime against our laws. Those responsible will pay. Wald is not impressed. Yes, Shaper, so you say. That is the law in your land, not ours. Wald stands before you, calm and confident. Before you came to these mountains, you never met a Sorrel with such confidence or power. It is still unnerving. What else do you want to know, Shaper? Where might I get magical training? Not anywhere around here, Shaper. After what you have said and done, we do not choose to deal with you, fair exchange or otherwise. Okay. We noted. Hunted Fen. Oh, great. More scavlings to deal with, but I can handle them. Alright, I'm going to make sure the game is saved right here, and I'll see you on the next part.